welcome to New Mom Spirit. If you like this type of video, don't forget to subscribe, give us a huge thumbs up, press the notification bell, and why not, leave a comment. This is the project of today. But if you want to learn a lot more in the world of crochet, I invite you to join Crafty Crocheters, where you will learn everything that you ever dream of in the world of crochet. More information in the description box down below. So let's get started with how to do the square, which for now we only need this, but if you want to go and grab your stitch markers as well, so like that you're ready, let's go for it. So to start up, we're gonna do a magic ring. So we're gonna put the yarn around our index finger, let go of it, holding that X in there, insert your hook, and then pull that yarn through. There we go. And then now we're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, insert it in your magic ring. Remember, you need to have both of the loops with you. And we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. The chains count as a stitch, and we are doing the US double crochet or the UK treble crochet. So you're gonna yarn over again and do another stitch in there. So the groups are 3 stitches together. Now we're gonna do 1, 2, 3 chains again, yarn over, and do another group of 3 stitches again. We're creating the square of the very beginning, and then from there we can make it as big as we want to. So there we go. I've done already 3 again. I'm gonna pull a little bit my tail to make sure I don't lose it. Then 1, 2, 3, yarn over, insert it into your magic ring again, and keep working. As soon as you don't pull too hard, you should be able to keep going back and forth into that magic ring over and over again. We have 3 already. There we go. Then 1, 2, 3, then yarn over, insert it one more time because we need to make a square, so we need 4 groups of 3. And always separated by 3 chains for now. So we have there we go. And then now to finish, we need to do another corner. So 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go to the top of our chains. We have chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. So you're gonna insert it in there and back there. Make sure you don't take any extra yarn from anywhere else. And then we're gonna do a slip stitch in there. Now we're gonna turn around, take your tail, pull really tight to close if you wanna close it. If you don't wanna close it, you don't have to pull that tight. You can always leave the circle open in there. And we're gonna take the tail with us. Now, you could right now chain 3, but I'm gonna show you another technique where you will hide a little bit the chains. So you're gonna insert it on that corner. If you were to do 3 chains, let me just explain you will just do 1, 2, 3, and then work the rest of them. But I don't like to do chains on this project. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, put your yarn where it goes. There we go. Now you're going to insert in there and do a UK double crochet or a US single crochet. There we go. Now you're gonna go to the left loop of that single crochet, insert it. You have 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. So yeah, you can kind of still see there, like if there was 2 chains, but later on when the project is finished, you can barely see this. So now we have to work 2 more in here. So then we go with the second, and now you just make the stitches normally. Pull your center yarn again, to make sure, because you are just hiding it, you want to make sure your circle is closed. So you have a group of 3. Now you do 1, 2, 3, and you in the same space, which is again a corner, you're gonna do your 3 stitches again. So only at the very beginning we are changing how we start, which is with that special stitch. One corner is done, we chain 1, we go to the other side. So there we go, 1, 2, and 3. We're still creating corners. We're starting to create an extra space here with the chain 1. That's why the chain 1 is really important, okay? So 1, 2, 3 chains. We go to the next corner, in here, and we need to increase. This is our way to increase this pattern, okay? This granny square, that's how we increase it. There we go. Now don't forget your chain 1, go here and then do 1, 2, and 3. Again, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 stitches again together, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, and last but not least we do one more corner, so 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3 chains. It's really easy to remember this pattern because it's 3, 3, 3, except when it's out of the corners, which you will only chain 1. So right now we finish it all, but we need to connect it. Since we are doing the space, you cannot forget that chain 1. You go back here and we have 1 in there and 2 in here. So you're gonna go to the top of this one because this one counts as a stitch. If you were to go to the first work stitch, means you were jumping 1, okay? So again, slip stitch in there and turn. Then now again, we do the 2 single crochets into that space in there. There we go. And then now we are in the chain 1 space. So in chain 1 space is only goes 3 stitches in there, chain 1. Let's move to a corner. And you will see as you keep moving, you will increase the amount of chain 1 spaces that you have, so you create the square bigger and bigger. So 3 stitches is a corner, so 1, 2, 3, same space, again 3 stitches. So 1 in there, 2, and 3. Chain 1, we're in a chain 1 space, and then we do 1 and 2 and 3, chain 1, corner, 3 stitches, 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and again 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, 3 stitches again. And if you do the same tension all over the square, you will have a perfect square by the end. If you do it too loose, if you do it too tight, it will not look the same. And yes, you can block it on a board like I have them, but the reason why I have that is because for some unknown reason, my yarns, even they are the same one, it feels like some of the colors becomes bigger or thicker than others. 1, 2, 3, we have corner. But I'm using a 4mm hook for this DK yarn, and you should never follow what we use on a video. The reason is, unless you get the same yarns that us, this one is the Women's Institution yarn, you will not have the same result and the same size that video. That's why you should always adjust your project to the hook size of the yarn size of your choice. We have the last corner in here, and then 1, 2, 3, and again we get in and we do 1 and 2 and 3, and like I said previously, sorry, there we go, I let my ball of yarn leave. Like always, look, you have that big gap because you are missing your chain. Go back again there, we have 1 there, 2. So we go up here and we pass it through in there. Now, same like always, we turn around. Then again, here you will do your 3 chains, or like me, these 2 stitches on 1, and then that's it. And now, as you can see, we have created more chain 1 spaces. We are in row number 1, 2, 3. We just start 4, chain 1, and then corner 1 and 2 and 3, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then we go 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, then we go on the next space, 1, and 2 and 3. 1 chain, and then we continue. For a small size, I will say the front and back panels should be around 5 rows, and then for the rest of them, so I will say if you go for a S, do the front and back panels just 5 rows, and the sleeves have 7 rows. And then if I was to do an M, so it will be 1 extra row for the front panels and 1 extra row for the sleeves, and so on as you make it bigger. It all depends on your size. I will say these tend to be a small project, so you have to have everything on consideration at the time of do this. For example, me, I have a really small breast size, so I don't have to cover much in that sense, which means that I don't have to make it bigger. Same like right now, I made only 3 1, 2, 3. I only make, what was it, 3 or 4 panels at the front and back, and then you could always make it more if you want to make it longer, so you will adjust that to them. Okay, that's how we will do. So you just have to keep going all the way around. I need to make a 7 row in here because this is for my sleeve, so that's what we are doing right now. If you were to do this for a child, do not follow. This will be more for an adult size cardigan, okay? If you were to do it for a child, I will say you have to do a lot smaller the squares everywhere. So front and back panel, I will say you should do like 3 rows, maximum 4, and maybe put less squares, because obviously you want this beauty to be visible. If you make it extremely small, yeah, it will not be that wow effect. It will be really small, like little boxes. So you can make big panels, but you will have to put a lot less panels in there. Sorry, and there we go. Now I'm finishing row number 4. So again, 1 in there, 2. So I come in here, I get in there, and there we go. Again. So row number 1, 2, 3, 4, that's how we count them. So we have our center. So now we turn, and this will be row number 5, which for me was my front and back panels. And then we're, as I say, gonna go all the way to 7 to do my sleeve. And then there we go. I have the written pattern as well in a blog post on my website, newmomspirit.com, which you can go and have a look at it. And that way you can see in written how it is, 1, 2, 3. But I always say that these sort of things, sometimes it's easier to as well has a visual look of how is it look like and everything. So that's why I decided to do this video for you. Sorry, my glasses are falling. So there we go. Now we have 3 spaces, you see, of chains ones. They keep just growing and growing all the way. So chain 1 and then 3 again. And you want to pay attention, but once you get used to, I will say, you can be doing this without even looking at what you're doing. It's just more of a feeling. I get it if you are a beginner doing this sort of stitches. You want to pay more attention to it, but it's not that difficult to do as long as you get inside the spaces. And I will say I made 1, 2, 3, all my front panels in an afternoon, front and back panels. So my body was done on a daytime, and then I make my sleeves as well. What is took the longest is the connecting. You can always use a normal sewing technique, but I didn't want to be boring. I wanted something that will stand out more, and this is why I did this braiding technique, which is really easy. There is where you have to pay a lot of attention. and be consistent with your tension, because you want to make sure that you have an even braid down around your squares. And the braid has always have to be done at the front, because on the back, I'm going to show you in a moment how is it look. It's so obvious that that is your back. If that happens, just stop, make sure you get that one, otherwise you trap your yarn and it's not going to run smoothly. 3. Let's do another corner. See, it just keep happening sometimes and it's not an issue. You just have to pay attention to that in there. So chain 1, and let's keep going in there. So 1, 2, and 3, chain 1. So now I'm creating even more spaces for chain 1s. And that's the magic of this one. If you wanted to make it even bigger and bigger, let's say you want to make a blanket or something, that's what you will do. You will just keep going and going. And can you change colors in here? Absolutely. But I will say it's easier to do squares separately in different colors and combine them than keep cutting the yarn and adding a new one. Boom. So 1, 2, 3. We're nearly at the end of this row as well. So here we go. 1, 2, and 3, chain 1. We are on the last one in here. So 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, and connect with the very top. We have 2 more rows to go, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, 2 more to go. So there we go. And this one you will do quite loose, so you have the opportunity to insert your yarn in there. Okay, don't do it too tight, that little stitch, so you have space. Chain 1, and now as you can see, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 spaces in between the corners to create more space and make it bigger, the square. So chain 1, and then we get into here, and like always we have 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, and then again another one. I will say every square, it took me around 15 minutes. The smaller one maybe a little bit less. The bigger one took me just like 15 minutes. Obviously here it's taking me a little bit long, since I am making sure I am visible and clear for you where I am, and I show it to you in a slow pace at the very beginning. But I will say put like 20 minutes per square. And then the easiest way I've done this is I designed this online. So I'm gonna see if I can find the image that I created, and then I measure myself, so then I know how many do I need. But as well, you can do a square of like 5 rows, and then you can measure it on yourself and say, okay, let's say this is gonna be the front panel, so how big this look on me? Maybe you wanna do 1, 2, 3. Maybe you wanna do same size of panel for everything, which will mean that you either do the body parts bigger, or you have to make a lot more squares for your sleeves since you're doing a smaller size. So that's another option as well, and it gives you more color. It all depends the colors that you're using. I will always say to use a combination between 2 or 3 shades. That's gonna stand out the pattern a lot more, because for example, for me, I have the green and the burgundy are the darkest, which I'm gonna show them to you in a minute. And then I have the orange, which was not my favorite, but thanks to that, because when I placed them together, I was planning on taking off the orange, but when I did, my cardigan was just really sad and dark, you know. But the moment I put the orange, it brightened up a lot the process, and I was like, yep, I think I'm gonna keep the orange, and I'm not gonna think too much about it. 1, 2, 3, and then that's when the bronze and the brown came up, but I knew I needed another soft color to soften up the amount of colors, and that's where this one, which is the beige, come into place. And then you can add as many as you want. To me, as I said, because I have 6 colors, I kind of match them up. Like I have clear who is who and where is it going, and I have an even amount of squares on every color, where you could decide maybe to put more of this beige if you wanted to have like a softer end to the pattern, or if you prefer to put more dark. So that's your choice. You can play around with them. That's why they design it separately as well, helps a lot. And then I will say do 1 square of each color, and then you place them around together, and then you can see how is it gonna look like. 1, 2, 3. And then you can decide how you're gonna combine them. Okay, 2 and 3. We are nearly at the end of row number 6, and then we have 1 more row to go. So there we go. I have 1 more group to do, and whoop, there we go. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. That chain 1 that a lot of people forget, and they say, oh, it's not a perfect square. Well, you miss 1 stitch, that's why. And then also makes it so obvious where you start and you finish. So far, this is how is it looking. As you can see, it's a perfect square. Yep. So let's do the last one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes, let's do the last one together, and let's move on to the sewing process. Or they put it together, however you want to call it. And 2. So then 1 more time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's a half double crochet on the US. Or half treble crochet. What terminology do you use? I like to bring you here the UK and the US, because I know I have viewers from all over the world, and some people knows how to do it more on one way or another, but it's really good that you know both of the terminologies. So like that, if you were to watch a pattern and it says UK terminology, you will be like, oh my God, no, I don't know how to do it because I only know US terminology. Well, the stitches are the same. The stitches don't change. It's just changed sometimes how do they call it. 1, 2, 3. And normally the only difference of name is these basic stitches, which it will be in US name, will be the single crochet, half double crochet, and treble crochet. They just changed that. I don't know why. Whoever invented this decided to do that, and sometimes I like to complicate our brains, right? But it's just not a big deal, because as I said, the big stitches is just different. And at some point you're gonna get so used to see the visual that no matter what they are saying, you're gonna be like, oh, I know which stitch is that. I don't need them to tell me the name. It's okay. And I learned that way. I learned with my grandmother when I was a little girl. I was 8 years old when I learned how to do knitting and crochet. And she didn't know how to read or write. So she just knew the stitches, and that's how she taught me. She taught me by doing the stitches and recognizing the stitches. And I struggle a lot because I could do anything, but I couldn't teach you. And around 8 years ago, I decided to study about this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I study about it. I watch many videos. I'm talking about more than thousands or 100,000s of videos on different terminologies and how different people call it. And I watch them in Spanish and in English. And then I learned the 3 terminologies. So I could come here one day and teach you. And 5 years ago, I decided to start doing that. Come here and start teaching you how to do all of this. Because who am I to come here and then give you a terminology and just tell you, oh, take your yarn and do this? No, you have to give all the knowledge and all the information to people, especially for beginners, right? We need to give you all what you need, all the tools. So you can always go and say to someone, I'm doing a cardigan and I'm using this stitch. And you sound so professional when you do that, when you tell someone the stitch that you use, because sometimes it sounds like, wow, That sounds complicated. So yeah, that's why you should be learning all of this as well. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. We are nearly finishing. We just have this side of the panel to finish. And then I'm gonna block it and I'm gonna show you how to connect the panels that I already have done. And later on at the end of the video, I'll show you how to put the sleeve, just in case you're like, okay, I only need to know the technique and then I can do it myself because I want to do it in a different way or whatever. So that way I set you free, because sometimes I know some people prefer to watch this in a fast pace and then just skip and go to what they need. Well, guess what? I'm going to give you everything here. So you have all the knowledge with you. We are reaching the last corner to make, because remember, we started on the middle of the project, let's say, which at the very beginning, funny enough, it was a corner, right? But now it's the center of our square. So last corner, which it was 3 stitches, 3 chains, 3 stitches on the same space. So 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. I was asked recently if I will do a bag with this. Well, you could do it. I have other sort of bags with squares like this done, but this one specifically, I wouldn't suggest it, just because it has massive holes. Unless you're gonna put a fabric on the inside and seal it, I will say, haven't you realized the amount of the holes that you have? Like, I can fit a finger through that. So anything can pass through that. So we have finished chain 1. We go back here again. 1 is there hiding all shy, but 2 is up here. So I'm just gonna get in there. We do, as usual, our slip stitch in there. Now we're gonna chain 1. I'm gonna take my beautiful new scissors. Boom, look how pretty they are. I'm gonna chop in there. You don't have to leave a really long tail, okay? And that will complete our 7-row square, which again, this is the sleeve for the small size that I made, but this could be for other sizes like medium or large or extra large, a front panel. That's why I wanted to do it with you. Don't miss the next video where I will teach you how to connect all the panels. I'm going to divide these videos in multiple little ones so you can follow them as you move ahead with your project. But don't worry, at the end of all of them, you will get a full tutorial where you can have the entire cardigan in one same video. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you on the next one. Bye now.